Good evening, my beautiful brothers and sisters in Yeshua. Today is Sunday, the 1st of October, 2023. It is 6:48 p.m. here in Australia. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've been blessed. I'm trying to do another 10-minute condensed version of the two videos that I posted today, one this morning and one this afternoon. Part 1 was on October the 14th, Solar Eclipse High Watch Day, and why it could truly be Passover. And in a nutshell, basically, when we're looking into this video, I'm going to go to BibleGateway.here and we're going to have a look at the word Abib. And as you can see here, the word Abib is a commandment to observe the month of Abib. So here we have something awesome from the scriptures, from the Word of God, where we can do our first start count from. And so this is the month the Lord thy God took us out of Egypt by night. Okay, so when we observe the month of Abib, we can have a look. Okay, we can see down here in Stellarium, Abib is what Spica was originally called, and Spica is in the hand of the Virgin, or as we know, Virgo. And that star there, the bright star that we can all see, that Moses would have been able to see, that we can see with our naked eye, and the sun and the moon is in Spica, and this will be on the 14th of October 2023 on that solar eclipse. Okay, and so this is the commandment from Father. He said, observe the month of Abib. This is the Passover month when I took you out of Egypt by night. Okay, and this is the time appointed of the month of Abib. We can read in Exodus 12 verse 1 and 2, we can see that Father talked to Aaron and Moses, and he said this is going to be the beginning of months for you, the beginning of years. And effectively, the ram, Aries as we call it, that was the first Abib prior to the Exodus. And what Father did was he mirrored and he swapped the calendars over. So the 7th month, Tishri, now became the first month when Passover was, it's the glory of Father to conceal a matter, and it's the glory of his servants to search it out. So prior to the Passover, prior to Exodus 12 verse 1 and 2, the lamb was where Abib was, and basically this lamb here was to point to a future sacrifice of the perfect lamb. And we all know who that is, Yeshua Jesus Christ. He's the perfect atoning sacrifices, and this is why the star no longer points to the lamb or the ram. Okay, so this here, brothers and sisters, the Virgo constellation with the dark concealed moon and the sun together right next to Spica on the solar eclipse of the 14th of October 2023 is quite possibly either the first day of the first month or the 14th day of the first month. And if it is indeed the 14th day of the first month, then this means this could truly be Passover. Now, before you throw this all out the window because you're like, that's ridiculous, it's the 7th month, etc., or it's the 8th month, you have to remember that Father concealed these things and he swapped and mirrored the calendar. As you can see here, the Jews still to this very day will go by a civil year and a sacred year. So everything mirrors each other. The first will be the 7th, the 7th will be the 1st, the 2nd will be the 8th will be the 2nd, the 3rd will be the 9th will be the 3rd, and so on and so forth. Okay, just pause and screenshot, and then you can see this is pretty much how it is. Father did this to conceal the matter. As you can see here on the Jewish calendar, October 2023, on the 14th of October is on a Sabbath. And on the lunar eclipse on the 28th of October is a Sabbath as well. Okay, it says pray that your flight is not in the winter or on the Sabbath. So what's interesting about this, it says that after the tribulation of those days, and we're not talking about the great tribulation yet, because it goes on a little bit further down to say, then there shall be great tribulations, a time like never was before. But in this verse it says, after the tribulation of those days, which are the beginning of sorrows, which are the pandemics, the pestilences, the diseases, the earthquakes, the wars, the rumors of wars, etc., etc. We've all been living through them, brothers and sisters, and it's increasing and increasing like a labour. It says, after the tribulation of those days, the sun shall be darkened and the moon will not give her light. This indicates a solar eclipse. And then 2 weeks later, on the 28th, we could possibly have the second account of Joel, because in Joel 2, it talks about both the dark moon and the dark sun. And then down a few verses, it talks about the moon shall be darkened and the moon will turn to blood. Okay, these fit perfectly, a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. As you can see in Matthew 24, verses 19 to 21, it says, "And woe to them that were with child to give suck in those days, but pray that your flight may not be on the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was never beginning of the world until this time, no, ever shall be." Okay, and when you see here, "and woe to them that are with child," when you read Luke 21, it also says woe to them with child, because there's going to be distress on the land and wrath upon the people. So we know that this links up with them who are being told woe unto them with child. Okay, Father says in Luke 21, it's going to be a day of vengeance and wrath upon the people, and woe to them that have child, right? So you can tell that this is all in combined of the Great Tribulation, which is yet to come. Okay, it says, "Pray that your flight may not be on the winter or the Sabbath, for then shall be great tribulation." So, brothers and sisters, the pre-tribulation, the pre-great tribulation, because we're going to have tribulation if we follow Christ, but the pre-great tribulation is absolutely scriptural, biblical, and a wonderful promise from our Abba Father. Also, I just want to note too, okay, it says that the above verse, the Great Tribulation is after the abomination of desolation is revealed. Notice it says that it's going to be like the days of Noah, okay? They knew not until the flood came and took them all away. Remember, Noah went into the ark, the door was shut, and it said they knew not. How long for? 7 days, okay? Noah was in that ark, the door was shut for 7 days, and they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. That means, brothers and sisters, this is probably where we're getting the peace and safety from, because we're going to be removed and the people will know it not. Because remember, the rapture will happen in the twinkling of an eye. Okay, and there's going to be 2 people in the field, one will be taken, one will be left. And the one left, it says, don't go back to the house to go and get your clothes. If you're out in the field, don't go back to the house to get your clothes. If you're, it says 2 in one bed. One will be taken, one will be left, and 2 grinding at the mill. This is talking about different time zones. So, brothers and sisters, this is in the days of Noah, when they're planting, building, marrying, giving in marriage, eating and drinking. It's normal days. It's right now. And this is part 2, December, true dedication of the Tabernacles High Watch dates, the Hanukkah Coverup. I'll try and be as quick as I can. Basically, long story short, the Feast of Hanukkah is a cover-up, brothers and sisters. The Feast of Purim in the book of Esther, it was the last book to be put into the Old Testament, okay? And there's the only book in the Bible that doesn't mention God. And Hanukkah is a cover-up. The Feast of Dedication that Christ went to in John 10 in the winter was actually the dedication of tabernacles, brothers and sisters. And as you can see through that video that I did, back in 300 AD, Emperor Constantine, he forced the Jews to change their calendar. They're 210 years and 3 months behind. So when they're celebrating something in September, it should really be in December. Okay, so please come over. I don't have enough time to elaborate any more on that, but we can read more about it in the book of First Maccabees, where they describe Hanukkah. Well, actually, this is when the abomination of desolation truly first happened, and they described a feast that lasted for 8 days, which is exactly what the Feast of Tabernacles is. The enemy has deceived us and turned everything inside out, upside down. Okay, so please come over and watch these videos. May Father bless you. I love you. And if I don't see you in the next video, I'll see you in the skies. Also, just quickly before we go, back in 4 months ago, in May 14th, I think, Father showed me that the rapture will be in December. So I just wanted to throw that in there as a confirmation that I've already been told this. I just didn't know why. All right, God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye.